Have you ever gone through a specific event that you did not know how to deal with? Have you ever wanted or needed help and were too afraid to ask? A lot of soldiers that come back from combat, that come back from deployment, they have to deal with these problems. They're too afraid to talk to their families, they're too afraid to talk to their friends, and they're too afraid to talk to anybody else because they fear that they will not be understood. They may have PTSD. PTSD is defined as post-traumatic stress disorder. According to the Veterans Affairs Department of Affairs website, PTSD is defined as a mental health problem that some people develop due to or after experiencing life-threatening events, car accidents, combat, disasters, and also sexual assaults. The problem with PTSD is just like with any other disease. We're not always able to catch it in time. My name is Francis Estepan, and I would like to talk to you about PTSD, the symptoms, some of the statistics, and how together we can find a solution to help each other out. The symptoms are relieving, such as relieving the events of a flashback, nightmares, having bad memories, a soldier that is walking around or driving around minding their own business, and a flashback comes back into them after after a flashback comes back into them, and all of a sudden they feel like they have been taken back to at that point in time they were engaging an ID or they were engaging the enemy. A mother who's unable to sleep at night because she keeps having the same dreams of some of the traumatic events that she had to go through, and doing that is not able to take care of her family when she needs to. Avoidance and triggers. It's not easy to get away from some of the triggers that are out there, but as something as a trigger will be something as easily as the slam of a door that sounds like a gunshot for some other. Alcohol, fast driving, complete avoidance of situations and environments, and even avoiding people can really limit the way that people live and the way we all live. Negative feelings of depression, lower self-esteem, hopelessness, not being or feeling yourself, not being involved, feeling guilt, feeling shame, or even survivor's remorse, living afraid of the world. Feelings and emotions are what defines us as human beings. Not being able to deal with them or not dealing with them correctly can really affect the way that we live and the way that we spend time with our loved ones. Paranoia, living afraid of the world. To me, paranoia is not experiencing life to its fullest, being kept away from my family, being kept away from my friends, from having a job, from doing the daily things that I am supposed to do as a human being, as an adult. And that paranoia that comes with that can be it's a symptom of PTSD can really create some changes in the way that we live. Identifying the symptoms is the first step towards the solution. Sometimes we don't even know that we are affected by PTSD. We may not see ourselves isolating ourselves, drinking too much. We may not see ourselves being rude to others, overreacting, or even not even like the instability of being able to keep a job. Drinking too much, relationship problems, that could even lead to divorce, which does not create any kind of positive situation for us. That's one of the symptoms of PTSD. PTSD is not just in combat. PTSD is about what life throws at you and how we are dealing with them. Everything when it comes to bad people, alcohol, drugs. It's not just a single event, or it is just a single event, but at the same time, it could also be a combination of events. Some statistics include that between 7 and 8 men, or between 7 and 8 people, will develop PTSD in their lifetimes. 10 in 100 women will also develop PTSD compared to 4 in 100 men. Children can also develop PTSD, and it will actually show in the way that they play, in the way that they talk, their drawings, in all of their single actions. The children will also show their PTSD displaying there. Now, what is the solution? It definitely has to do with helping each other out. I mean, in 2009, 38% in every 100,000 ended up in suicide when it came to males. There was a 12.8% in every 100,000 females that also end up in suicide. We're not helping each other out by not helping somebody in need that could have used our help. Those are mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, cousins, neighbors that with a little bit of help with their PTSD or just trying to help them get to the situation, they could have still been with us today. Now, what is the solution? Have you ever heard of the term of the more the merrier? Two heads are better than one. Do you see the difference or what we can accomplish whenever there is more than when we come together and we work towards a goal? The PTSD veteran athletes here in Pocatello, Idaho, they have turned PTSD into professional transformation of sports development. And their mission is to create a positive change in the life of veterans and those struggling with depression. They use exercises, they use activities, daily activities, so that way they can help veterans and those that are in need regain their confidence, regain that which was taken from themselves. Um, at times we don't always see and we're not always there to experience what others do, but being able to build the confidence that was once in them is probably the greatest thing that we can do for them. For example, for myself, um, I enjoy helping others because I want to see others succeed, and that will also help me succeed because it will create a positive outcome in my life. I want to help others because if I'm ever in that situation, or if I ever, God forbid, end up in a car accident or end up losing a family member, I know that I may not ask for the help, but I would, the inside of me and the person who I am would appreciate if somebody took the time to help me out with my traumatic experience. We're not here in this world alone. We are here with others amongst us. We are here with people that we care for and also people that care for us. And sometimes we just need a hand to be reached out. My name is Francis Estepan, and I hope that you take a look into your daily life, look around you, and see if there's anything you can do for others. Because it may not be PTSD, it might be in its early stages, just with children. Children can also experience PTSD, like I said before. And we want to make sure that we create the best life for them.